Single-player games have always been a cornerstone of the gaming industry, and certain titles pushed the boundaries of what could be done in terms of storytelling, gameplay mechanics, and world-building. These are games that were truly ahead of their time, offering experiences that still resonate today. Let's dive in and explore how they changed the gaming landscape. We begin with Grand Theft Auto III, released in 2001, which was revolutionary for its time. It introduced an open-world sandbox that allowed players to fully immerse themselves in Liberty City, a bustling urban environment where freedom was key. You could follow the main story, engage in side activities, or simply cause chaos. And this level of choice was something that hadn't been done at such a scale before. The game blended action, exploration, and narrative into a cohesive experience, becoming the template for many modern open-world games. Another title that innovated in a different direction was Metro 2033. Released in 2010, Metro 2033 is set in a post-apocalyptic Moscow, where survivors live in the underground metro system. This game brought a new level of immersion to survival horror. Instead of relying on jump scares, it built tension through atmosphere and resource scarcity. You had to carefully manage your air filters, ammunition, and other supplies, creating a constant feeling of tension and desperation. Its rich narrative, based on the novel by Dmitry Glukhovsky, and focus on environmental storytelling were elements that set it apart from other shooters. Looking at the stealth genre, Metal Gear Solid 1998 was groundbreaking in its cinematic storytelling and complex gameplay mechanics. It redefined what video game narratives could be by incorporating intricate plots, deep characters, and heavy philosophical themes. Hideo Kojima's masterclass in game design also introduced tactical espionage action, where players had to rely on stealth, strategy, and gadgets rather than brute force. The game's integration of cutscenes and gameplay with little interruption was revolutionary and became a hallmark of future narrative-driven games. Tekken III, launched in 1997, revolutionized the fighting game genre with its fast-paced, fluid combat and a roster of deeply diverse characters. Its introduction of sidestepping in combat introduced 3D movement to what had traditionally been a 2D genre. Tekken 3's influence can still be seen in modern fighting games that prioritize tight, responsive mechanics and a wide variety of playable characters, ensuring that each fight feels unique and fresh. Fast forward to Death Stranding, a 2019 release that defied traditional gaming conventions. Created by Hideo Kojima, this game was a meditative journey through a decayed world, blending narrative depth with unusual gameplay mechanics focused on traversal, cargo delivery, and the concept of rebuilding connections in a fractured society. While divisive, Death Stranding was ahead of its time in the way it integrated social elements into a single-player experience. Players could indirectly help each other by leaving structures or resources in the world for others to use. Its unique approach to cooperative play within a solitary setting made it unlike anything before it. Next, Portal 2007 showed that puzzle games could be much more than just solving brain teasers. Valve took players to the Aperture Science Labs, where they had to use a portal gun to solve physics-based puzzles. The concept of thinking with portals was revolutionary, blending mechanics with dark humor and a slowly unraveling narrative about artificial intelligence gone wrong. Portal became a masterclass in minimalist storytelling and puzzle design, influencing countless puzzle games in the years that followed. Super Mario 64, 1996, changed the platformer genre forever by introducing 3D gameplay. It was the first to take Mario, one of gaming's most beloved characters, into a fully three-dimensional world, offering players the freedom to explore vast environments. The game's innovative camera system, coupled with tight platforming mechanics, became the standard for 3D games. Its influence can be seen in virtually every 3D platformer since, and it remains a shining example of how to transition from 2D to 3D game design. RPGs were also pushed to new heights with Final Fantasy VII, 1997. This was the first in the series to use 3D graphics and full-motion video, creating an epic sense of scale and drama. Its deep, character-driven story, centered around themes of identity, loss, and environmentalism, resonated with players on a level that few games had achieved at the time. The game's blend of traditional turn-based combat with a cinematic presentation set a new standard for the RPG genre, influencing nearly every major RPG that followed. When Doom, 1993, hit the scene, it redefined the first-person shooter genre, laying the foundation for every FPS that came after it. It was one of the first games to feature fast-paced, action-packed gameplay in a 3D environment, with its non-linear level design, modifiable content, and networked multiplayer modes. Doom's impact on gaming is immeasurable, as it paved the way for future classics in the FPS genre and showed that gaming could be fast, furious, and intensely fun. Finally, we can't forget Red Dead Redemption 2. 2018, a technical marvel that pushed the limits of open-world games. Rockstar Games crafted a vast, living world set in the waning days of the Wild West, where every interaction felt meaningful. The game's meticulous attention to detail, from the way characters interacted to how the environment changed dynamically, created a level of immersion that few games have ever matched. Its narrative was both expansive and intimate, exploring themes of loyalty, morality, and change, offering players a deeply emotional experience as they watch the world around them fade into modernity. These games didn't just succeed, they fundamentally changed the gaming landscape, each in their own unique way. Whether through innovative mechanics, narrative depth, or technological breakthroughs, these titles proved that single-player games can push boundaries and stand the test of time. Have you played any of these groundbreaking titles? Let us know which one left the biggest impression on you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more deep dives into the world of gaming right here on Game Pulse. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.